lot of people may not be familiar with how to make activated charcoal. But we will teach you here at Kanha. You just come here, spend 3-4 days with us. Besides spirituality, besides meditation, you can learn how to create biocharcoal, also how to do this modern way of agriculture in polyhouses or via hydroponics, how to develop nursery. Farming, agriculture, traditional way, as well as the newest, latest technology in the field of agriculture really excites me. It's very innovative and can save a lot of efforts by going into research in the field of agriculture. For example, we can produce with little effort much more produce. For example, when we use biochar, it doubles up or triples up our yield. And what is the cost of biochar? No more than 4,000 rupees per ton. If you can have the paddy production doubled up, tripled up, imagine the profit you are talking about. And this biochar, you just have to put only once, because biochar doesn't degrade at all for thousands of years. It just stays there. It keeps things absorbed in its intracellular structure. It doesn't collapse. In fact, as it collapses more, surface area only increases. What happens when particle is broken down? The total surface area will only increase. So more it breaks down, the larger the surface area and the greater the capacity to absorb nutrients into its structure. We have all seen how most RO filters, they use charcoal also to purify water. What is the quality of this charcoal? It absorbs everything, good and bad. When someone drinks a poison, things like strychnine or some pesticide ends up drinking, immediately you make them eat charcoal or make powder and let them drink the charcoal powder. It will keep it absorbed in the stomach. It will not go from stomach into blood, and you can save a person. You can save a life. Another, the monkey brand. It cleans your teeth very well, charcoal. Another use, you're traveling a lot. You're in a village to village. On the way, you might have diarrhea. What will happen? Take a roti or chapati or a bread, burn it a little bit, make a charcoal out of it and eat it. That will remove diarrhea because it absorbs all the toxins. So let's make use of new innovations. Here we are trying new stuff. We are also trying tissue culture. We are trying hydroponics. We are trying this direct root irrigation for injection. We are also trying our way with this aeroponics, hydroponics, aquaponics. So many things are going on in our ashram. But most importantly, it is the atmosphere that we provide helps the plants to grow better. When we talk of Ramanuja, great mathematician, and he was recorded saying that some goddess appears to him while calculating something, and I don't know how I'm coming to those answers. She tells me what to answer. And this happened to him all the time, moment he closed his eyes and thought of that goddess finding the solution. In my life also, as I was mentioning, I'm not so educated, but many things that I have come across in my meditation, especially regarding the water conservation, sir, and water management. We all know that RO filters are used in purifying water. And what is it that RO filter contains which becomes so extraordinary? Charcoal, right? Charcoal absorbs, it has the capacity to absorb. Good, bad, everything it absorbs. I'm a pharmacist. I was wondering when we used to dispense charcoal capsules for two reasons. One was for acid reflux. When there's so much of acidity, we used to give charcoal capsules. Another instance when we used to give lots of charcoal capsule, maybe 10, 15 charcoal capsules, say drink it all in one go, was when somebody tries to commit suicide and some sort of alkaloids or strychnine is consumed. You take so much of it. Again, as I mentioned, it absorbs things. It is said, it has to be confirmed, but I read it somewhere, but you guys can confirm it. 10 grams of charcoal from vegetable source is equivalent to, if its surface area is so intricate, cellular and tissue structure is such that merely 10 grams of charcoal is equivalent to 1 acre of land. So if we can saturate this charcoal with some fertilizer, either organic or whatever is available, depends on your fancy. But both experiments can be done. And I have seen while experimenting, sir, in our Kanha ashram, that one patch of mung dal, one patch of tur dal, with and without charcoal that were saturated with cow urine and cow dung, and one with, one without, doubles up or triples up the yield of the crop that was exposed to the charcoal. The condition is that it must be saturated first before you throw the charcoal. Otherwise, that very charcoal will destroy the crop because it absorbs away all that is available. It diverts it to self and it's not available to plants. So this is one funda I have found. Second funda, that in my first year of moving to Kanha near Mehboob Nagar, absolutely barren land, hardly 40 to 50 neem trees were there and pongam trees were there. The water was 1,000 plus feet below the ground. Say. First monsoon we studied the water flow, how water was moving in that property. Once we understood the flow of water, we deepened the flow. And every 100 feet, we created pits. And in these pits, we put about a foot height of charcoal. And on top, put the rocks so that it won't be washed away with water's flow. So, as water flows, it gets into the first pit. Water goes into, saturates this water, and underground water will only, it's a pure water that is going, see. Once it is filled up, the overflow will go to the second pit, third pit, fourth pit, and it goes on until it finds its way into the pond. Similar thing we did wherever we had bore wells. So around the bore well, we dug almost, I would say, width of 15 feet diameter and almost 10 to 12 feet of depth. And again, same thing, charcoal, we filled it up with charcoal. Water quality really, really improved so well that now we get water at 50 feet or 100 feet level, see. And the greenery that you see is amazing. It's mind-blowing actually. Rainforest species or something that would grow in Western Ghats or in the Northeast. You won't expect that to happen in Telangana. But you can see all those trees blooming and well surviving, not just well surviving, thriving in Kanha. In 4 to 5 years, it has come about and it is worth seeing. And I give the credits to these charcoal users. Soil quality can be enriched with charcoal. Water quality can be improved. Well, I would like to say that, to farmer, number one thing very important is the soil condition. Number two is the water condition and whether you're able to get water regularly or not. And despite of having two things, there are all chances that the pests, insects might destroy your crop. So there are many things involved and it's a very complex thing. I think perhaps the only profession that requires tremendous level of surrender and faith in God is the farming profession. Because everything are left to nature and God. You are at their mercy. So when such is the case, whenever we visit our farm, first thing we should do is at least for 5 minutes close your eyes and meditate there. Just cool down, sit down and meditate under a tree in your farm. Then pray to the farm itself to guide you what to plant there. It will speak to you. You'll feel what to plant, how to plant, when to plant. All this guidance will come and the soil will speak to you. You'll feel that let's do this, let's not do that. I think follow these instructions which comes from the land itself. Bhu Mata we call, Bhu Mata. And that spirit of mother actually awakens when you are maintaining such a sentiment of surrender and waiting for guidance to come from Bhu Mata. It will guide you, she will guide you, and you cannot go wrong when she guides us. When we meditate and when we follow such intuitions arising from Bhumata in our hearts, the yield also increases manifold. Right? Now, in order for Bhumata and nature also to contribute much towards us, we should spray at least activated charcoal, quantity of 1 ton per acre, if you want to double up or triple up the crop. For example, if you have rice paddy and if you are growing 10 tons per acre, you can have 20 tons or 30 tons after throwing 1 ton of activated charcoal. Now, a lot of people may not be familiar with how to make activated charcoal. But we will teach you here at Kanha. You just come here, spend 3-4 days with us. Besides spirituality, besides meditation, you can learn how to create biocharcoal, also how to do this modern way of agriculture in polyhouses or via hydroponics, how to develop nursery, how to multiply mango, how to grow 10 types of mangoes on one tree itself, things like that. And even if you don't have a land of your own, still you can make a decent amount of money through the techniques that we have developed.
Every reaction plants a seed. Every pause gives us the chance to plant a better one. Click on the next video to explore what that pause can become.